Outdoor Adventures presents Sport Fishing for Sharks, featuring the Shark Man. Join the Shark Man and his fishing partner, Captain Jack Cox, as they fish for sharks off the North Carolina coast. Heading out to a shipwreck lying in 100 feet of water, our crew will be fishing out of Jack's roomy 25-foot sport fisherman. Once they reach their destination and are securely anchored over the wreck, the first order of business is to lay a chum slick for the sharks.
Jack, what I'm doing now, I'm gonna put some chum out there, give them some small cuts of bait to attract them up next to our baits, draw them away from that wreck.
That seems to be working real well.
Yeah.
We had that one fish come up, there were 2 or 3 right there behind it.
See, they're getting a small feeding frenzy, feeding on these small cuts of bait, and they'll pick up on that big bait down there, and we'll have him on again. And they love this albacore bonita. Just shave it off like this. That leaves you the head. See how much blood's coming out of the head there. Pull that apart, put the head back in the chum. Break this up in little pieces and kind of, it's like feeding them hors d'oeuvres, you know. Brings them into the party.
So we're here acting up a little bit.
Yeah. Boat off here a little bit. Only thing about shark fishing is it messes your boat up. You gotta keep it clean too. This stuff here dries and it's hard to get off your boat. Watch this chum slick when I put it in the water. See how it just spreads out?
Oh yeah.
That little bait and that blood there, I bet I bet that rinsed for 3 miles.
Catch a great white or something out here more than you would up on the bank.
Sharkman likes to cut his bait fish up in a large ice chest to let the blood, fish oil, and meat mix to formulate his chum.
Snap rinse. Tighten the drag a little bit.
So man, it wasn't long before we had this bait water. This fish came up here. The shark came up here.
You want to sit down, we'll pull this box out.
I'm fine. I don't know. It's a great big fish. I tell you what, this bottom fish sure doesn't make a big difference.
What we're going to do, wear him down a little bit, lighten him out. Get him in here next to the boat. Got a gap and we're going to put a rope around him.
I've been waiting to see this little trick you got here.
Sounds like we got a nice one.
Coming out. See what it. I don't think you could do it without a harness. It really makes a world of difference. Straight down.
Okay, now when he sees the boat, he's going to take off. So if he takes off, he'll let him run.
Okay. Wait on it.
Yeah.
I see something down there in the deep.
Yep, coming up slow. I don't know.
Okay, when I get it out here inside the boat, what do you want? What should we do?
Just get him one side of the boat and I'll take care of it. Don't pull too hard. Just keep him coming slow. Yeah, looks like a nice Jeff.
Yeah, you're right.
See?
You're
You
right.
see the boat, man, they take
I
off.
think you called it right there.
He's still green.
Looks like
He's
a
a
nice
good
fish.
one. He's a good one. Couple hundred pounds.
Couple hundred?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Wants to hug the bottom, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, feet right off the bottom. A couple feet off the bottom. You see him in the blue water?
Yeah, pretty.
Sun catching off of him.
Miss.
Yeah, he knows where the boat's at now.
Yeah. I think we'll get tired first, me or him.
You can get him.
I'll tell you what, it wasn't long, was it?
When he comes up, boy, he's going to be green and mean.
Hey, this is really where you want to be careful when you get one up inside the boat and it's kind of green. And
Here he comes to the top. Nice fish. Beautiful, beautiful. Now don't grab the glue.
Yeah.
You might liable to take off again. Pull him on.
so unpredictable anytime either. You got him?
Yeah. I got him.
Nice one, Eddie.
Yeah. See how that noose goes right around him?
That's the trick there now. Let's see if we can't get him out from under the boat a little bit out here off to the side. Sure is. That's a nice one. Where do you think he'll go? 150?
Yeah.
He's thick, isn't he?
Yeah. Nice food fish, too.
That's good eating fish.
Yeah.
Have they got any jaws on them?
Yeah, they got some pretty nice teeth. He's too green to take the hook out of.
And that was fun there now. Okay, we'll just change leaders here.
Let's go ahead and unsnap your leader there. We'll tie him off so we can get the hook out. So see, he won't go nowhere like this.
When selecting tackle, always keep in mind the size sharks you're after.
Shark man, let's talk about some of the tackle that we use to catch these sharks. Some, as far as the rod and reel and the line that we might use and accessories we might use with the rod and reel.
Okay, any sport fisherman that's wanting to catch sharks, you can use anything from a 6, 9, or 12-aught rod and reel. I prefer the 9-aught with 80-pound class rod, 50-pound test, Dacron line. I prefer Dacron to monofilament because it doesn't have the stretching.
Right.
You get a big fish on monofilament line and you have all that stretching because you got him 300 yards off the back of the boat, and then when you pack it back in, you got all that stretchage. And monofilament will cut a whole lot easier than Dacron will.
So this is about the smallest outfit you'd want to use right here, which is a 6-aught.
That's the 6-aught, and that would be the lightest tackle that I would use for sharks.
Okay, this is a 6-aught with, I believe, 80 mono on it.
Mm-hmm. It's about a 50-pound class rod.
So you use this in the summer, catch the small duskies and
black tips. That's a good sport rod and reel right there.
See, it's got roller guides on it. What do you think about the roller guides?
Roller guides are good. I prefer roller guides over the traditional eyes because your eyes there with monofilament will get ridges in them to where the line's been going out. If you get a heavy fish on, the line goes through it and it'll cut a groove in your eye. So, you know, it's a good idea to keep a check on your eyes if you do have those type, you know, rods. The roller guides are good. It allows your line to move freely. One thing you have to keep a check on is keep oil on these rollers.
Right.
Wash them down, and at least once a month put maybe a drop of oil on those rollers. Freeze them up.
What would be the problem using a rod like this in the fall and catching big sharks?
In the fall of the year, you have a light rod like this. The problem you'd have is setting the hook.
Okay, so you're saying this would be a little bit light on
It's too light to set a hook on a big shark.
I see what you mean by just as flexible as this here.
It's a good sport rod, but I'd use it for channel sharks, black tips, and small duskies, bulls, inshore fishing. That's a good rod for inshore fishing.
Let's look at the dino here that you talked about that we would use in the fall.
All right, in the fall of the year,
which is a bigger reel.
This is a bigger reel. This is a 9-aught. This is a 6. This is what I prefer, and it's got a good stiff rod. You can take this rod here, and you can catch a monster with that.
It's just so stiff, you got something to set the hook with.
Yeah. This here, you can catch up to 12, 13-foot shark, no problem. But on a rod and reel, fishing for sharks, sport fishing or anything, what you're gonna have to realize is that you got maybe 200-300 pounds of fish out there pulling against you. And when you're using rod and reels on a boat, most of the time they have gimbals.
Right.
And that's whenever you need a cup and you need a harness. And the cup supports the base of your rod, and the harness supports your reel.
Right.
Takes the pressure off your shoulders, and this takes the pressure off your hips.
Let's see how this mounts up here. So you put your belly gimbal right here around your waist.
Put your
rod here.
Rod in there, and then you slip in so you
Put your thing here. That's the. That would just snap right into it.
right. This has got Velcro on it, and it's pretty easy to get into.
I see.
Slip it right in there.
So these just hook right up here in your rod.
Mm-hmm. And this goes right through here just like that, and then it fastens back.
Gotcha. It just takes the pressure off your arms is what it's doing.
Mm-hmm. That takes the pressure off your arm right there.
Uh-huh.
And you see, you can pull down on this right there.
Oh yeah. So a small boat, you've got to have something like this if you
Yeah.
don't have a fighting chair.
A harness and a cup is a necessity. And you know that right there, you can land just about any shark
Right.
with that.
So that's a good basic rod and reel.
Yeah, that's what I'd use.
Shark fishing. A 9/0 and about a
Sport fishing and
what is this? About a 50 to 80 class
it's
rod?
an 80 class rod.
80-pound class.
That's about 80-pound test mono.
All right then.
Selecting the appropriate size hook, leader, and swivel will often make the difference in landing or losing a big shark.
Shark man, how about tell me about some of these rigs we use to catch some of these sharks up to 1,000 pounds and the material you use here.
All right, right here I've got a 2,000-pound test aircraft cable, and it's 9-foot leaders, and I usually try to use the same length leader as the shark I'm fishing for, and use between a 12 and 14-aught hook. What I'm doing here is put the hook in. I've braided a loop right on into the eye of the hook. Get this here.
You've got a big sleeve, I see, that you finish it off with.
Put that sleeve over it.
You say this cable here is 2,000-pound test?
Yeah, it's 2,000-pound test.
You never had a fish break anything like that before, have you?
I've had them gnawed in too.
Really?
Yeah.
It's hard to imagine a fish bite the 2,000-pound test cable.
Well, you got a 8-foot shark has 13 metric tons per square inch biting pressure when his teeth come down.
Right.
And you've got him hooked, and he's sitting there going back and forth. This
He saws it right in two.
cuts it right in two. But a 12 to 14-aught hook is good for anything from 9 to 16 foot.
What size is this here I've got?
That's a 12.
A 12?
Mm-hmm.
You've got, what, a 14?
Yeah, it's 14.
So the size really is the difference. It's not really the difference in the size of the hook, but the thickness.
The thickness.
The thickness of it. Yeah, I see it's just about twice the...
Yeah, it's twice the thickness of it.
Have you ever had a hook that big straightened out?
Just long lining.
Right.
Most of the time when you're fishing with a rod and reel, they'll break your line before they straighten the hook out. But
so on the other end of the cable, you've also, I see you've got a, you've done it the same way you have on the hook.
yeah,
And that's just for strength more than anything.
it's for strength. It adds security to it, because whenever a lot of times if you don't crimp it down good, your sleeve will give. Where if you braid a loop into it, when it pulls down tight,
Right.
your loop will tighten up and won't pull out of your sleeve.
That's it.
And that's one of the secrets I learned early. And you know, a lot of times you get in a hurry and you're outside fishing, and you got one on the side of the boat. You cut the leader out. You want to go put a new hook in,
Uh-huh.
and you don't crimp down enough to get that leader tight around, and it'll pull out. So if you braid a loop in there all the time,
Show me exactly what you mean here by braiding a loop, if you will.
what you do is run it through the eye of the hook,
Okay.
and then just weave it back and forth.
Okay.
Pull it down.
You just keep looping it all the way
Just
around.
loop it all the way around. And when you got your your
You got
loose
your
end,
sleeve right
your
here.
sleeve is right there, and your sleeve slides right there, and you crimp it down while it's like that, and you've got a knife.
Okay.
But that's the best way that I found to do it.
So these leaders here are about what? About 8 foot?
I like using 9-foot leaders. A good all-around length from spring to fall would probably be about 8 foot. It's a good basic length.
Okay.
You catch black tips, duskies, bulls, lemons, hammerheads. Big tigers, they'll swallow 8 foot of leader quick.
8 foot of it, huh?
Yeah.
Man,
They just run up on it and just swallow it.
I see you've been sharpening your hooks a lot here too, because
Yeah.
they're a whole lot sharper than when you go to buy them.
When you buy them, they've already got a good edge on them. But what I do is I either I always carry my stone with me.
Right.
And I'll just take, before I use them, just take and run them across the stone. And it adds some sharpness to them, because the shark's so tough. Even a shark's tongue is like his hide on the outside. And you take that, and you feel the difference in that now.
Oh yeah.
So whenever you're rigging that, now you take your baits and an albacore, amberjack, barracuda, and you stake it up. You take and run this, and you got a bait about the size of your hand, maybe a little bit bigger. You run that right through the dorsal fin, pull it on around, pull it right back out so it's sitting like this.
So a bait without a bone in it.
Yeah.
So it'll just slide
Because
right
if
out.
you go over a bone, your hook won't pull out of your bait, and you'll just pull it right out of his mouth.
Right.
So what you want to do is hook in the meat of the bait. So when the shark picks it up and shakes the meat and swallows it, he's got your hook. So then when you go to set the hook, you're pulling free your meat, and the hook comes around and pops it. And a lot of times you'll see the hook where it's caught in the corner of the jaw.
Right.
That hook, he had that in his mouth, and when you pull and set the hook, when you pull back and set your hook, you're pulling that around, and it catches right in the corner of his jaw.
So that's where you want to stick them, right in the corner of his jaw.
Makes a good fight if you get them stuck in the corner of the jaw. If you get them stuck in the stomach, the gut, it takes all the fight out of them. If you let them run too long before you set the hook, it takes all the fight out. I usually let them run about 75 yards before I set the hook. Rolling. Still way deep. Sinker about 3 tons.
Tug of war. Right here it comes. I see something there. What do you guess it is, Carp Man? What would you guess? Sand tiger?
Sand tiger.
Right, here comes the double line.
2 more under him.
Big old sand tiger.
Yeah.
Nice one here, ain't it?
Yeah.
Looks like a little bit bigger fish.
Going up, baby. What do you like?
Huh?
Ah, big sand tiger. Look at it.
Look at like the fish there.
Come on, man.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh! Take this line, man. ready?
Yeah.
Note the rope noose that Sharkman utilizes to control the sharks. He prefers this over using gaffs and suggests you practice on smaller sharks before trying this method on larger, more aggressive sharks.
Got him? Nice one, Eddie.
Yeah. Can you think what he'd be doing if you had a gaff in him?
Ain't no way. Be careful now when he comes up like that. So this is a sand target.
Yeah.
250?
Yeah, that's about 250.
I'm gonna give up as easy as those other ones. Set the jaws on them, I know that. Don't like that shark, man, I swear to God. I believe this fish get closer to 300 than 250. You can really tell when you get them lay on them. Get it? Oh, that'll get you now.
Back up.
Got him.
Go crazy.
Is he? Let me get at this thing. Good job.
That's a nice sand tiger.
Sharkman has a number of accessory items he carries with him on every shark fishing trip.
Sharkman, I've noticed some of the tools you've been using today and some that you brought along with you. Evidently, you think these are real important and they're necessary to do what we're doing today. Exactly what have you got here? How do you go about using them for shark fishing?
Okay, for number one, you have to have a good sharp knife for cutting your baits, getting your chum slick ready. It's important. Then when you get your shark to the boat, you need a sharp knife to cut him, gut him, take him home, stake him up. You need a good pair of cutting pliers if you're going to tag a shark and release him. You need to tag him, cut the wire, and release him. Good crimping tool is necessary. So if you lose a couple of rigs, you need extra hooks and extra cable and extra crimps so you can go ahead and make them up while you're right there. It doesn't take but a couple minutes to make up a rig, as long as you got everything together. You need a file to sharpen your hooks up, because when you buy them, they've got a good point on them, but you need to touch them up because they lay around in a box and they're factory made, so you have to put a little bit of an edge on them, just like a brand new knife. Sometimes they come sharp, sometimes they come and they got a dull edge, so you just have to touch things up. Good file, crimping tool, pliers, and a sharp knife, and you're ready to go.
Good enough. He just kind of laid there with it, didn't he? This feels like a nice one here, Shark.
Yeah. He's swallowing that bait. We had him on all the time, didn't even know it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's just sitting there munching out, feeding in that chum slick we put out.
Yeah.
He's just sitting there sucking down everything we put in the water. I bet this one's bigger than that one over there.
I'll tell you what, I agree with that.
You know, I caught a tiger shark that had eaten another shark one time.
Really?
Yeah. And I mounted both sets of jaws.
This fish here ain't playing.
Nah, this is a big shark here.
This is nice fish, I'll tell you what. Take a drag out.
It's still deep. I ain't seen him shine yet. Be nice to get a nice sand tiger.
Yeah, it sure would. I see something way down there.
Yeah. Now he's shining.
Looks like something else beside him, brother.
Yeah. Got another one behind him.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
The sand tiger.
Yeah, baby sand tiger. He's gonna go crazy when he comes to the top now.
Oh.
They're all underneath.
Look at all the sharks under the boat.
There she is. Pretty sand tiger.
Sand tiger.
They swim around a little bit. Come on back, Greg.
There she is.
See, sand tigers like to lay on the bottom and they'll just munch out and swallow the bait.
You sure she's ready?
See, they got that double dorsal fin there.
Yeah. Well, I want to know what all that was behind her. It looked like a bunch,
Double shark.
like a lot of sharks down there. Got some teeth on her too. She's gonna try to stick that head down and get back down. Okay. We'll go crazy now. Sounds like fancy this year.
Now the next time you bring her around, it's on the teeth.
That's where you at.
Don't hold the line.
Come on. Believe me, I'll let go. Kind of got it out of it. This dangerous part right here when you get them up inside the boat, huh?
Ladies are watching.
Yeah, this swell here.
Better run on back down this way. Okay, baby, come on. Ready to shot.
There she goes.
Gotcha!
Let's see.
Baby.
She's swallowing that hook.
Yeah.
Sure is. Good job. Nice fish.
Another one to the deck. Okay, let's see. Let me get a pair of pliers.
Sharks can be found in just about anywhere there is an ample supply of food in coastal waters and the open Atlantic Ocean. Inlets, where waters of a sound meet the ocean, are a favorite hangout for many species of sharks. With each change of the tide, food is brought in and out, and the sharks are usually waiting. A shoaling area where there is a marked difference in depth and water temperature in a very short distance seems to attract an abundance of smaller fish. Sharks will hang out in the deeper water and make foraging strikes into the shallows. Sharks are known for their fondness for offshore reefs and wrecks. The areas hold a stable supply of food for sharks, and as long as it remains that way, the sharks will be there. In this area of coastal North Carolina, a variety of sharks are known to spend some time during the year. It should be noted that each species of shark has its own method of feeding. This should be taken into consideration when rigging. These are some of the top species of sharks based on their sport fishing qualities. The mako shark is one of the top performers in and out of the water. When hooked, any size mako becomes an adversary worthy of its top billing. A slender bullet-nosed shark, the mako's coloration is bright bluish to slaty blue on top and white on the belly. A large mako will measure 10 to 12 feet in length, and makos can be found near the bottom but prefer open ocean. They are often caught on trolling baits and should be fished for near the surface. The spinner sharks are so named because of their spectacular spinning leaps when hooked. They are a pelagic or open water shark but will venture close to shore in search of food. A slender shark with a dark bluish gray top and white underbelly, they can measure up to 10 feet in length. Fish for this species of shark near the surface. The black-tip shark and the spinner shark have long been confused as being the same species. Although similar in coloration, the black-tip is shorter in average length, about 8.5 feet, and has a shorter spout than the spinner. Black tips are found along the beaches more frequently than the other sharks and often travel in large schools. They can be fished for on the bottom as well as near the surface. Sand tiger sharks range from turbid coastal waters along shore to the deep water wrecks. A grayish-brown or tan shark with dark spots, especially toward the tail, sand tiger sharks can weigh up to 300 pounds. They're known to gather in groups of 3 to 4 to a herd and prey on a school of fish. Keep your bait near the bottom for this species of shark. Hammerhead sharks derive their name from their unusually shaped head. They are an open water shark, but are known to venture into coastal waters, often in large numbers. A large shark, hammerheads can grow to 20 feet in length and are considered dangerous. They can be caught on bait fish on the bottom as well as near the surface. The dusky shark is one of the most abundant sharks in this area of the Atlantic. Their coloration is a blue-gray to lead-gray along the back and upper sides and white below. Duskies can grow up to 12 feet in length and are more often caught in deep water than up close to shore.
Sharkman, how about tell me a little bit about yourself and how you got started in shark fishing and why you're called Sharkman?
Well, when I was 15, my parents, my brothers and I would live to the beach. And the Solar Path crew used to fish for odysseys, and fall of the year they'd net mullets. And a lot of times they'd catch sharks. And just one afternoon, a shark washed up on the beach. My brothers and I went down, cut the fins off, trophies. Here we are, 15, we didn't know nothing about sharks. And I go and cut some of the teeth out of it. And didn't have a knife on me that day. It was sharp enough to get the jaws out. So I went back the next day with my daddy's pocket knife and split his belly open, and there was a lady's diamond wristwatch in the belly of that shark. And it was a big fuss made about, a diamond wristwatch found in the belly of a shark. And I made front page news. And ever since then, I've just been interested in, what they eat, where they go, how they get there.
Right. And
just started shark fishing. My mom bought me my first rod and reel at 16. I caught my first shark at 16, 9.5 foot lemon shark, 310 pounds. And fished off the piers for some time, and went in the service, got out of the service, come back, and started fishing back in '71. And I used to ride a bicycle down here to the waterfront every afternoon, go shark fishing. And some of the kids around here nicknamed me Shark Man. They'd be swimming off the docks back here, and we'd be catching sharks every night. And they'd say, "Here comes that Shark Man again, we got to quit swimming." So the Shark Man name stuck to me. Ah, man, talk about a monster.
Got some weight on him, doesn't he? Okay, come on, Shark Man. I see you making fight, but I ain't seen you catch one yet.
This one's big. He wants to go.
Maybe. What do I need to do as far as get the rope gap set up?
I'm gonna have to cut that line in half and splice the loop in it, tie a line, tie the loop in it.
Shark Man.
Big. I ain't even seen him yet.
Nice fish. Nice fish. For real. Oh, I think you got me deep, like 100 pounds or so at least. Oh yeah. Nice fish.
That's the one that was on the surface.
Think so?
Yeah.
What's your picture? Let me get over here now.
Whoa, baby.
Take the line back up. Go ahead. Is it unusual for these sharks to school together like this?
No.
It's rope around.
Just get it around the line and then.
Yeah. Fat.
to you.
Wait a minute now. Get my hand here, I'm laying it on the wire real easy. The last thing you want to do is wrap your hand around that wire. Fish is so unpredictable. You know what I mean? You can't never tell. Don't stay completely away from that wire, you know, your head or nothing around that wire. It's like a gut hook, it's coming up with a gut. Is that a stomach?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Fall out. You know what would help? Line with some weight on it.
Alright, what am I doing?
Alright, hold on one second. I got it this time. Come on, crank up. Pull up. There it is. There we go.
What a monster.
Nice fish here, man. Congratulations, nice fish. 300?
Absolutely.
Every bit of it, huh? Nice fish.
Sport fishing for sharks is indeed an exciting method of catching these toothy scavengers of the sea. Whether you shark fish close to shore or out in deeper water, don't forget that sharks can be dangerous. Always put safety first.